Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching New Vision TV News with me, Ruth Naseja. We now take a look at news in business.
In business today, commercial banks are confident that agricultural technology and alternative credit scoring models could reduce the likelihood of new loans to the agriculture sector going bad. Speaking at the Uganda Bankers Association annual conference, Patrick Muhere, the Uganda Bankers Association chairperson, said technology will drive down costs of business, in turn lowering lending rates. Paul Busharizi, our business analyst, joins us this evening to shed more light on what these models are and how they will de-risk the agriculture sector.
To lend to agriculture, we need to make agriculture predictable. We have this harvest money group that goes, farmers who go every year to the Netherlands, and they come back with these incredible harvest stories about how the farms there can be producing. For example, the cows can be producing even up to 5 times the amount of milk our cows do here on a farm that is run by 3 people, you know. And so you see, you've cut your costs down. You have 3 people. Right. The cow is producing 5 times, and it's predictable that they are actually, interestingly, that, you know, maybe even some cows have chips. Can tell, it transmits the health of the cow and all. It can tell last milking this cow delivered so much milk, the next time it's going to do this is its pattern over the year. That's de-risking, so that when you go to the bank, the man can see how the money is going to come. Now, as it is in Uganda, you take the guy to your farm and say, hey, the cows are there. They're walking all over the place. You don't know whether they are hyenas or the other side of the fence. There might not even be a fence to begin with. The banker says, I can't lend money to this operation. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Guys will park a truck on the other side of the field and carry off 50 or 20 cows. I mean, so technology should be able to reduce the risks to agriculture and increase production. I was in a conference the other day and they were talking about how they can map a piece of land and they tell up to the nearest meter how much fertilizer each point needs. Because for us guys, we just put fertilizer. But the whole but the whole land doesn't probably need fertilizer. So that's an efficient way. So imagine the waste you save, how much you save by not putting, if you could have put 50 kilograms and you only end up putting 30 because you know exactly where and how and which kind of things. Fertilizer you need. That's technology, yeah, absolutely.
So do we have any of these technologies in Uganda?
Well, not in. Well, I'm sure they are coming in, but they are available. It's not. I'm sure it's affordable around the world. They are there.
And with this, we hope things will be.
Yeah, I mean, if you get those technologies and you go to the banker and say, look, for the last 3 seasons, this is how I've been doing. This is the way I'm mitigating the risk against climate or against disease or against all sorts of things, how I'm going to increase production using this, that. They give you the money.
I feel like going into, but it is very expensive.
You start small.
Yeah, that's the trick. You start small.
That's one chicken.
Yeah, true. So with agriculture technology I think we should really venture into agriculture even more. It is quite expensive, but you start small, like Paul says. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lynn. We now take a look at our Daily Pile of Africa series today. They are the giraffes in Uganda. Did you know that the lifespan of a giraffe is similar to that of a human being? Did you even know that the number of bones in the neck of a human being are similar to that of a giraffe? I met some giraffes at the Uganda Wildlife Education Center, and here are the facts. The Uganda Wildlife Education Center, UWEC, has 2 giraffes said to be kept for conservation education. Similar to all other giraffes in Uganda, they are termed as the Rothschild giraffe. Uganda Wildlife Education Center gives every animal a name. which is human after it has been rescued. These giraffes also have names. This tallest giraffe is male and his name is Seguia. He was brought to the zoo at just 11 years. Today he has 22 years. The rather shy and small giraffe, which is at the edge of the fence, is female. She is now 13 years, but when she arrived here, she was just 6 years. Her name is Nile because she was got from the Murchison Falls next to River Nile. To differentiate between a female and a male giraffe, Dan Mirembe, a zookeeper, tells me this depends on various features.
And the height is dependent on the sex as well as the size. So the male is around 5.7 meters high and the female is 4.7 meters. So the difference between these giraffes and the rest of the giraffes is on the patches, on the spots. So the rest of the giraffes, their entire body is patched with some patches, whereas these ones, the legs are not patched. So that is the differentiation. And they are named after the Rothschild. It was one of the known European Israelman who was wealthy, and he used to keep wild animals. So that's where the name comes from.
Their height adds an advantage to their lifespan. A giraffe is said to live for over 50 years if kept in captivity, but while in the wild, it lives for about 45 years. This is quite similar to a lifespan of a human being. The giraffes have exactly 7 bones in their long necks, just like humans, even though their necks are not as long as that of a giraffe. The giraffes feed on vegetables, but most of the time they eat leaves from trees. This is enabled by their long tongues.
Length of the tongue. You know, the tongue is around 45 centimeters. That's for the female. And the reason why they have a long tongue and a rough tongue is because they feed on browses. They feed on leaves. So they need a long tongue and a rough one to pick the leaves and the branch from the tree. So that's the essence of them having long tongues.
According to Mirembe, Uganda has only 900 giraffes, which he says is a small number, but this, he adds, has been due to the increasing poachers who hunt them for their tail. Besides Entebbe Zoo, the giraffes can be found at the Murchison Falls National Park, Kidepo Valley National Park, and Lake Imburo National Park. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website, which is newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. Our newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures. Grab your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. We now move on to our special report today. The New Vision is publishing stories from ordinary Ugandans about their interactions with the Chinese people as a way of helping us understand China, the Chinese people, and their culture better. A television technician, James Sekamatu, was recently in China's capital, Beijing. He shared with us his story. Take a look.
On the 16th October last year, I stepped my first foot in Beijing, the capital of People's Republic of China, to attend the seminar on renowned commentators and columnists of major media organizations for African countries. Before jetting there, I thought I would not even have space to walk through the streets of Beijing, as it was known for its population. On arrival in Beijing, I realized that every sentiment I had was just a myth, either to discourage or smear China in the eyes of every poor society. The children in Beijing were so welcoming and so passionate about any visitor they come across. They were so amazed to see Ugandan money as compared to Chinese RMBs.
Uganda, yes, good. So let me show you some other money and you tell me what they are. Chinese?
Yes.
No worries.
Yes. There is.
I thought Beijing was privileged and the children were coached to be welcoming, forgetting that it is the case in all the 1.4 billion China. China International Publishing Group, which organized the seminar, decided that we take a tour in Guizhou province to see how people relate there and how they are made to escape poverty. After a 2-hour flight from Beijing, we first visited a vocational school and the students there were amazing. I made life easier with them. The students challenged me on whether I know how to dance. Here the Chinese vibes met the African Ugandan strokes. After strokes, massage services were ready from students. Then I signed out of the school. These students are amazing too. They are lovely because government made sure their poor parents are relocated to nice apartments.
As part of the poverty alleviation, the government has relocated people from difficult areas, hard-to-reach areas, and built houses for them near a town. It's called Flower City.
Here in Guizhou, I also visited the wonderful Huangushu waterfalls, one of the longest in China. The environment around the falls is awesome. Even when this province is poor, people get time to be happy. Entertainment among the Chinese minorities is immense. I can't forget the notorious African look Wonder Town. In Wonder Town, it is only happiness, no stress, no cars allowed inside as the people enjoy themselves. This kind of happiness goes till late at night. The great Chinese people have a lot in common with Africans. The hospitality, culture and challenges make any visitor feel at home.
Thank you, James. Now, the second edition of My China Essay Competition was launched on April 9th. It has been running. It will run for 21 weeks. It is sponsored by the New Vision and the Chinese Embassy. Take your chances. Write your story from China, or if at all you have interacted with the Chinese. That is all I had for you today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more news updates and other programs here on New Vision TV by visiting our website, which is newvision.co.ug/video. You can also follow us on social media. Facebook is the New Vision, Twitter is @NewVisionWire, Instagram is @NewVisionWire, and our YouTube channel is New Vision TV. Catch up with me on my Twitter handle. I am Ruth the Voice. We end with a fact file. I have to say, good night.